Hi everybody, and welcome to our Blab show. And today I have with me Pam, my co-host. So my name is Amel. I help entrepreneurs and small, medium businesses with their website, so increase their traffic and revenue using SEO and web analytics. And with me I have Pamela. Hi, Pamela.
Hi,
If you want to
everybody.
present yourself.
Pam Gomez, owner proprietor of Au Natural Aromatherapy. But in my spare time on Friday nights, I turn into a tech geek along with my co-hosts Mel and Robert. Um, it's a pleasure to be here, and like you all, I too have challenges, and I hope to share mine with you as well.
That's great. So here's how it works really. If you have questions, you can go ahead and put your question in the chat room, okay? And we can review your website, so you can or add your website in the chat, and then we can give you a quick review, like a quick audit in terms of SEO and all these stuff, and give you advice. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Lean, for everything. All right, so let me start with that. So last week I had a challenge myself. So what we do every week, we go over the questions, we go over the website review, and we cover a topic, a challenge that we ourselves had maybe last week, all right, during the week, or we can actually go cover a specific topic to help you, grow your website and traffic and revenue. All right, so last week what I wanted to do, what happened, someone was actually doing a blab, not a blab, excuse me. She was using another live streaming platform, and she was recording everything. It was an interview. But what happened when when she finished the recording, she actually noticed that the recording didn't work. So the entire interview was actually lost, and she didn't have a backup. She didn't kind of, I don't know, save her interview streaming in another place. So that's where the challenge came from. The challenge was, how can we live stream from lab and at the same time record it in somewhere else? And the solution that I was going, to experiment and try was to live stream on YouTube, and at the same time being on Blab. So the idea was to find out how to do it. And the only way to do it, you need what they call an encoder, something like that. So it's a technical thing. It's a software that you install on your website, and then you link your YouTube to that encoder, whatever it's called. And what happens there, when you live stream, it's supposed to record. Right, so it's supposed to record on your YouTube channel, which is cool, because this is how you can actually you can actually be able to save it. So now I'm trying, and it's not working because I'm having a technical issue connecting my YouTube to that encoder, so which is really annoying because I don't see how it's going to happen. So Pamela, in the meantime, like I'm trying to fix it myself, do you want to go over one of your challenges, and then we're going to start answering the questions and going over the website review?
Well, I'd like to take the website challenge and review.
All right, cool.
Check
Okay.
out website. So I'm now on that site, and
Okay.
first impressions for me, it's a really, I mean, it's put together really well. The colors are awesome.
Okay, so right now we're reviewing the website, the teachco.com. All right, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to review it. Okay, hold on, what I'm going to try to do, if you want to jump in the seat, talk and what are your challenges, please free to do so. Okay. So Oscar, if you want to jump in and take the seat, feel free to do so. So let's go over your website first. So go ahead, Pam, if you want to give your feedback. But your microphone is not that good right now.
No, it's not.
Sound,
Oh,
yeah.
there.
Not, this is better.
Okay, I was
You
sitting
were too
back.
far.
Probably that's what it
Yeah.
was. Yes. We always talk about videos and stuff slowing down your website. This particular site has a lot of photos and, well, it's not videos. Just she has a blob. Sorry. Okay, let me start with the top. I like the way it's presented, but I think the, what do we call those, H1 and H2 tags? They could be bigger across the top for recognition purposes.
Okay. Is it better? Is my I see that there's a deal in my sound somehow in my audio. Is it the same? Is it still going?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Okay. All right. So go ahead.
What is the purpose? I need to know what's the purpose of the website, though. Is it for, is she selling programs or?
Okay. So if you're not able to know, so if you are not able to know the goal of the site itself, it means that the purpose of the site is not clearly defined there.
No.
It seems like they teach. They are teachers, and they have a newsletter. They have a video production and promotion services, parent zone. So it seems like it's maybe for schools or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know if we still have Oscar with us.
It's not evident from the first page. So
okay, so from the home page, it's not that clear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from an SEO perspective here, let's look at it in more details, and just make sure that everything is. It seems that your site is actually the speed of the site is quite good, which is a good thing for SEO. Knowing that Google now they have the speed in the ranking factor. So if your website is too slow, it's going to affect your ranking somehow. So just make sure to. So if you have a website and you have too much images or you have too much videos on the site, it could actually make it load really slowly. And if it happens long term, it can affect your ranking, because actually website speed is part of Google algorithm ranking factor. Make sense?
Not to cut you off, but on the second page, you're going to find that different, because the second page has a lot of videos and it seems to be loading a lot slower.
A lot slower. Okay.
Yeah.
But overall, it seems to load a little bit. Overall, it's loading okay. It's loading fast. Now, so some. I'm gonna check your meta tags and all this stuff quickly here, and look at what we have on the home page mainly. All right, cool. So the meta description of the homepage is a little bit too long, and it right now 226 characters, which is quite long, and which means that it doesn't show up. The entire description doesn't show up on the search result pages, and you don't want that. Okay, so you want to keep your meta description short, so it maximum 160 characters, and make sure that your description for each page, it should be different. It should be unique description. So do not duplicate your descriptions. And also, when you write a description, make it interesting. Write a description that summarizes what they're gonna find on the page, and also make sure that you have like a call to action, like active verbs, so that they know what they need to do after they read the description. And remember, they are on the search result page, so they did a search for a specific sentence, key phrase, because they have a problem or they're looking for a solution, and it happens that your website has that solution. So the page that they're gonna find on the result page, the title and the description, which we call in our SEO term, we call them meta tags, meta title and the meta tag description. These are very, very important. If you do it right, if you optimize your meta title and the meta description, you can actually increase traffic from the search results, because people will find the result, they read the title, they look at the description, and if it's really interesting, if it's they want to click. So that's what you want. You want them to click when they read your title and description on the search results. The more people find it interesting, they click, they're going to come to the page. Okay. So what happens there, and we talked about it last week, Pam, is now that they found it, they found your title and description super interesting. It's exactly what they were looking for, and they clicked. Now they're on your page. Now, when they're on your page, you have to make sure to give them what you just promised them on the search result page. All right. So, and that's important, because the more people click and stay on the page, the better for you, because long term, it's going to help you rank higher for whatever keyword and key phrase they were looking for. Because if they stay longer on the page and they don't come back to the search result, it means your landing page, all right, so the page where they just landed after doing their search, is actually super relevant to their query, okay, to whatever they were looking for. And that's why they want to stay. And the more they stay and the more they go from a page to a page, the better for you, because long term it's gonna help your site rank higher on the search results. So hopefully I gave you as much details as possible.
That person actually left the blab, but we have Walter willing to come in the seat with a question.
Oh yeah, okay. You have a question, photographer? Okay.
Hello.
Hello, Walter.
I have a question, but it's based on my offline life, and that means I give out my cards in the streets of Manhattan. And today I came back from Manhattan, or I was in Manhattan, and I was thinking about Blair in relationship to I give out my cards in the street, right? And I'm looking at all the people that are in New York. And the people, we have 47 million visitors in New York every year, 47 million. And the people, they're very diverse, all different shapes and sizes, but it seemed like it's so hard to get through to them. And I was thinking, it's like, we're making all these plans, believe it or not. We have all these plans, and this is what's going to happen with people when they come on social media and things like that. I understand the thinking, but in reality, I wonder if anything that we are planning or hoping or wondering about someone coming to the site and doing this and that makes any sense based on the people I'm looking at in front of me, who just don't even want to acknowledge that I'm there. They'll bump into me. I put my arm out. Someone, kicks my arm. It's like they're crazy. I mean, crazy in the sense that they're just, each in a different universe. And here we are, nice and calm, and we can see things and plan and prod and stuff like that, and hoping that maybe people are going to do what we think that they're going to do. But in reality, I don't think that's that close to what really happens or it's going to happen, simply because of what I'm seeing, not because of anything other than what I'm seeing of the real people in the world.
Yeah. So what is it? What is your exact question? So you're just wondering how to to catch these people and to take them from offline to online. That is that it?
My
or
card is simply gives them my art site to go to, and then that has a second site that has all the Facebook and LinkedIn, Twitter, and stuff like that.
Okay, that's good.
But so I mean, I am directing them. I mean, they can't even get a phone number unless they go online. Used to be, I had a card and it had a phone number, and they would never go online. First, there was no online; it was just a phone number. They never looked to do anything but call me up and hire me for photography. But then I had a phone number, and they called me, and they didn't look at the website. So I made a website without the phone number, so they'd have to get to the phone number in order to find me. So now it's just go to the art and phone number, LinkedIn, Facebook, all that's there.
Okay.
So are you saying then,
Pamela, you want to
people? It's harder to reach people in person?
No, I gave out every single card that I had. Of course, there's a million rejections for maybe 1,000 people taking the card. That's the reality. I would really like to get in touch with everyone, which is what I think I'm doing, or hopefully that's the object of being social media and doing all these things. But
that's where the masses are. The masses are on social media. So if we
they're out in the street, they're not on social media. You think they're in social media, but they're out in the street.
I see your frustration, Walter, but here's the thing: you are offline and you're handing out your business card, which is a good thing to do. It's good for branding, it's good for positioning, and all this. Now they have your website on your card, so they can go home and they can go to the site and then learn more about you. So they can look at your Facebook, they can look at your Twitter. Now what's going to happen, and that's where the beauty of the web is, only the people who are really interested in what you have to offer and they are interested in your services who are going to connect with you offline, and they're going to talk to you, and they're going to meet you in New York City for to hire you. So the idea is not to separate offline from online, but to keep them connected. We live in both worlds. We live offline and online, not just offline or online. So we have to find a way to connect these two together. And what you're doing is good. So I understand that you feel desperate or you feel like frustrated. So why should I give my business cards? But here's the thing: when you're offline, you need to meet people, you need to network with people. So you need to hand your cards where you have hopefully your website domain there, so they can go home, and then from there, if they are really your target market and they are interested in what you have to offer, then they're going to connect with you. So this is what it's good.
I understand that. Yeah, I understand that because I've given out cards since 1976, and the cards with the pictures are since 1992. I've given out over 5 million. I understand that, but I'd like to be even more productive. And I thought that was being more productive being on the social media, but I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure because
I understand you.
We don't have a way of grabbing, like, getting into a person's mind and grabbing them and say, "Here, look," or grabbing them.
I understand you, but we have no choice. We have to be on social media. We have to be online, and we have to be offline. So really understand your frustration. But we have other questions right now, Walter. If you don't have any follow-up question for us,
one more question.
Please
I do have
yes, go ahead.
The question is, because of the nature of what I have, which is 330,000 images of art, and I have 200,000 more to upload, because of the nature, maybe it would be more productive to do it somewhere, whether it's on Netflix, if you could do an ad there, or somewhere with a TV screen. No matter how much expense, it might be more productive.
Walter,
I see what you mean.
Person, there's in the chat, Greg is saying sometimes if we gave out something other than the business card, we might get more attention. Like he suggested, pens or postcard. Sometimes if we switch it up, I know, like when I go to expos and health fairs, I don't go for the person with the business card. I take the pen with the name and the logo on it for real. That's a good point.
I have pens. I've given out hundreds of thousands of pens, and you know, I don't know if that's worked at all. I have no way of measuring that they came from the pen with this. You know, that's
okay, Walter. If you have a lot of images, excuse me, Walter. If you have a lot of arts and you want to sell them, where there is actually online art galleries that you can actually search for them on Google and then add your website and add your profile in these niched art galleries where you can actually even put some of your arts there, and if people are interested, they can, you know, click and buy from you. You can also use Shopify and start selling your arts there. Just, you know, make sure that you're using the right, you know, words there, the right description, the right titles for your for what you do, and optimize your profile. And I'm sure you will see a lot of good results from there. But you need to keep going and try different strategies. But as I said, so I'm just gonna summarize for you. Please keep giving business cards offline, because it's going to give a return. It may not be the one that you're looking for, but it will. Go find online art galleries and add your profile and submit your art there, and also try Shopify, so you can actually open a studio, an art studio on Shopify, and you can start selling your art on Shopify. There's a lot of people doing it right now. So if you can go to Shopify and just search for art gallery or art studio art and stuff like that, and you'll see some examples. Okay.
There is
so thank you very much, Walter, for asking your question and jumping on. Thank you very much. I hope we helped you as much as we were able to. Okay. Thanks. Bye bye.
Eileen.
All right. So.
About your friend.
Okay.
To know.
Yes. Okay. So answering this question first, I wasn't able to live stream on the. It didn't work, so I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna just keep trying until I'll be able to make it. So to answer your question, she was actually using another platform called Fire something. Oh my God, I just forget the name of the app. So she was using another live streaming app. Live Fire Talk. All right. She was using Fire Talk. So it's a different live streaming platform. And what happened? She didn't record it at all, her entire interview. So I'm gonna try to catch up with her this week, and I mean next week or this weekend, and see if they were able to find the recording. But I really doubt that they will be able to do that. So unfortunately, it was lost, and it's a lesson for us. So we will have to figure out a way to record, like to have a safety recording when we are doing a live blab. All right, cool. So this is a question. Another question we have by Kalp. How can I get more users for my autism-related mobile app? Oh, okay. So this is really the app, the mobile app. It's different from a native app. Okay, I'm really. He's not here right now. I can't really tweet him right now to go join us live. But here's the thing: it's different mobile app than a native app. Okay, so a mobile app, it's still on the web, but the native app, it's an app that you download and you have like the Blab app or the all these different apps. So the thing is, So the thing is, first you need to. When you're building your app, okay, Leon, if you want to join the seat and feel free to do so. So here's the thing. First thing first, before you publish the app and mobile app, make sure that you are optimizing your app, your pages for SEO, because these mobile apps can rank them, and you can show up on the search results if someone is looking for an app related to whatever your your app is doing, like a service or a solution that your app is giving. So first thing first, make sure you optimize everything. Second thing, make sure that you have the Google Analytic tracking in your app, and then start the promotion process. So I have Leon with us, and he wants to thank you for joining us. Leon, if you want to give some advice, go ahead, feel free to do so.
Before I start, I want to make sure you get your name and what's your geographic location. Are you French, or are you Spanish, or are you Italian?
All right, so you'll get my accent. Yeah, my name is Amel, and I'm from Montreal, Canada, and I speak French. That's why you hear that,
Bonsoir,
that
madame.
accent. Merci beaucoup.
Just to add to that, and I think this gentleman, obviously he's not in the room, we definitely can't ask these questions one-to-one. Just really, if anybody, if they wants to understand this, this is quite common from app developers and programmers. They are very technical in what they do, and they don't actually have the business element on what's happening in today's world, especially online. It's goes for everybody now. If you want to take note, I mean, majority of business owners, we start backwards. We don't build something. It's just no urgency, no desire. Why build it? Nobody wants it. Yeah, unfortunately. Now, if you want to drive something to something, I mean, you can use paid traffic. You can get people to test it. If you get momentum, that'd be great. But again, if you're going to go into this thinking, going to drive people to it, I'm sorry. It's not really going to work. But the best way to look at it, have a look at the app market itself, and look at how developers are developing their app. No app really gets billions and billions of hits from nowhere. It doesn't really happen like that, because they've gone through some testing. They've built a crowd first that they can follow, and they've built a relationship with these people and built value. Again, we as technical people, we don't know how to talk to people. We talk to computers by the keyboard, and it works well because they don't talk back. So, I suggest certainly you should really think about your strategy and what you're trying to do as an app developer, and what problem are you really trying to solve, and is it really solving that problem? Yeah, put it in front of some people that want to test the app. Yeah. Again, or go to another app developer, partner with them, test that app and send it to them because they test it, and work with them. Now you've got an audience straight away. It's built. Again, it's with a targeted area, and you can all just get a segment of that list if you know how to talk to an app developer, and you can test that particular thing you've got there, an app. Same goes to everybody here for business owners. In the day, if you've already built something and you haven't got an audience, and your objective is to go out and quote unquote make money. I don't advocate money because I advocate the strategy. Do exactly the same thing. This will really tell you what you've built. It doesn't even work. Yeah, if it doesn't, it gives you an opportunity, what we call fail fast. Failure is good. You're going to learn this very, very quickly, and you need to learn it quickly. This is why people go into business and they fail in the first year, because you just keep bumping your head and you're not really learning from it. So try to fail in the first 2 weeks. It'll be good, a good practice, because you won't be losing any money. Yeah, and you realize that I've got to pivot. It's not to really scrap. Just reevaluate what you've just done over the last 2 weeks, and did it make any sense? And it's got all the things that you do, they've got to be measurable. Yeah, what is the primary goal here? Yeah, you're not out to get sales. You can't do this because we don't know if it's even going to work. Yeah, ask the question.
You're right.
First of all, I mean, again, you really should consult somebody who's very, very good at marketing. And a tip for everybody, this is a marketing term. It's called the 7 Ps. I base that around anything that I do. If it doesn't work in the first week, guess what? I get out of the marketplace. I'm not going to lose any money.
You're right.
All right. And again,
That's
it's
true.
just for you guys out there. See, even like social media, I'm going to get back to this, make sure we talk social media. SEO. We should get back to the topic here. SEO. Again, it's exactly the same thing. If you're going to build a website, what is the purpose of it? Guess what? People buy from people. They really buy from websites. Again, we've got to build trust. Get it ranking is good, but if the other end is not doing supposed to do, we've got a problem here. So bear that in mind. You know, I think the SEO is good. So we've got to make sure it is transparent. If it says it's going to solve the problem,
it's exactly that. You have, if you make a promise, well, you better give them exactly what you promised them. I agree with you on that. And Pamela, do you want to add anything for?
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, so go ahead, Leon, if you have more advice for Kalp about his mobile app.
I think, I'm not going to talk about it a bit more. I mean, I would definitely want to stay on this topic of SEO.
No problem.
And, and, what challenges people do have. And, I think a lot of people are sort of clueless and how important it is in today's world, because we all got
Leon,
funny titles and they start.
Maybe it's me. Did we lost? Okay.
No, Leon is still here.
I'm good. You're good. I see you. You're good. Keep on. I see. You lost audio.
Okay.
Give us a mic check, Amira.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, fine. Keep on talking. Don't worry. You're good. Don't worry.
Okay.
Just don't worry. Don't worry what Blab's doing.
So did we lose Leon in it? Is it what's happening?
No, everybody's fine.
Yeah, we just got some intermissions. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's just Blab, by the way. Yes, I think sticking on this topic of SEO and the challenges we do have, I think majority of people, they have a tendency to get in their own zone and they're not focusing on, putting the right things in the right places. They do vary from platforms to platforms, and if you haven't.
All right, so.
If people understand what meta tags are, and get somebody who understands this well, please, because obviously, and how to structure. Have you really gone into understanding what is the minimum amount of text for SEO and where we should put in hyperlinks? Have we gone that way, or are we still discussing people's websites?
We're doing both, actually. We're doing websites, and we're also, if someone has a challenge or have had a challenge, we're willing to work with them and discuss it straight through.
Good.
I myself had a challenge this week, but I'm leaving my own for the last.
Element of surprise.
Yeah. But I think it's a good time now that I have all of your attention. I think I'll share my problem, and while Emel refresh. I started my website in 2013. My website has grown outdated, and it was a free website. I did it all by myself, thinking, oh, yes, I could do this. And I've outgrown it by leaps and bounds. And we tried to do something on it about a week ago, and we discovered that the service provider would not even allow me to transfer my information. So I had to back it up offline, because basically I would have lost everything that I had done. So here I am this week having to find another service provider, another host. And I've done that. I backed up the site. Now my challenge is making that decision. Is it right to go with choice A, choice B, or choice C? Or should I just put this in the hands of a developer and say, this is what I want, this is what I had?
Whoa. Whoa.
All right. Yeah, so Pam, because I know the challenge you're having right now. Okay, so just to explain, when you don't know what you don't know.
Amel, we lost you.
Amel, we want you back in here on this one, because I think you're the right person for this one. Don't go where Amel. Listen, jump in.
Leon, she's been with me the whole time, so she knows this story inside out.
All right, okay. yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I've got the answer there, but this is where you have to really definitely think about someone who's truly experienced and then know what they're talking about. I came to Mel there. You know what? Let's just start praying that she can save the day on this one. But
can you hear me?
She's aware of the situation.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I'm gonna pre-hype this one because
yeah. So just to explain it, when you build and you start a website, there's really things that you need to be aware of, and I think that one of the main challenge that a lot of website owners have, it's when they start building their site, they don't know how to choose the right hosting service, hosting plan, and hosting company, and this is really problematic because hosting, it's like a house. The house you're actually living in. It's where you're going to put all your files there, and that's where your website will reside for a long time. We want them to stay there as long as possible, for your files to be there safe. So it's same thing as when you go offline and you look for a house or an apartment to rent, and you make sure that the landlord is a good, it's good, he's taking care of the building. Same thing for a hosting account. Like when you go and you start looking for hosting plans for your website, make sure that the plan that you're selecting, make sure they have unlimited stuff there. The first thing that you need to find in the service plan, it's unlimited domain. So when you're hosting your website with a hosting company, if you go with the service that doesn't have unlimited domains, or service that doesn't give you a cPanel, what they call a cPanel, which is the dashboard where you go and you can access your file and download like your files and have FTP and all this stuff, then don't go with that plan. Upgrade to another plan. I know when you start, you think that, oh, it's a cheap plan, I'm going to start with this, and in the future I'm going to make more money and I'm going to go and upgrade. The problem is, and that's the problem that Pam is having right now, she already built her website and now she wants an upgrade. She wants to upgrade with the same company where she's hosting her site, but the plan they have, well, if you upgrade, you have to restart from scratch. You have to rebuild a new website, and this is because the first plan that she took was really a basic plan, not super expensive, not like normally affordable, we'll say. And now we have a problem. So now if she wants to upgrade to another hosting plan where she has more control, where she has what we call a cPanel, which I explained is the dashboard that gives you access to your files, she has to rebuild a new website. So what I'm trying to say here, please, as a business owner, as a website owner, if you want to start a website, make sure you select the plan that gives you control, that gives you unlimited options, like unlimited domain and stuff like that. It's really important. Now, I can't go and tell Pamela, you have to choose between this company and that company. I can just tell her how she can select the company. All right. So from my experience, make sure that you select a hosting company that gives you a good support and a live chat support. That's not.
Well, I gotta say this. I gotta add this. I am ever so grateful for these Friday night blabs because it has opened my eyes. And when I actually encountered this issue, it wasn't as frightening or as challenging as it could have been, because I know that the support system that is around me has the best advice there is. So if I were anyone out there listening to this blab and you're having technical issues, I would post my question in the chat box, because someone in this circle right here knows the answer.
Thank you, Pam. And as I said, we're really here to help you out with your technical, problems. And as I said, sometimes it's really about you don't know what you don't know when you're starting out, and you think that, oh, later in the future I'm gonna change and upgrade and do this and that. The problem is, if you build your house on a shaky foundation, well, what can you do? If you want to add something, the house can crumble completely. So make sure that from the beginning, from the start, you select the right plan. and make sure the plan, as I said, is really a plan that gives you control. Same thing for web design. Like if you are hiring a web designer, Leon, you want to add something? Go ahead. If it's about
I just want to touch on what you just said here. I mean, so when you don't know, you don't know. Again, going back, if you're buying a house, you don't go out and just do it yourself, do you?
Exactly.
What you're doing. This is a common mistake for many business owners. They don't go out and get the expert because, again, it's probably too expensive. This could save you a hell of a lot of headache. We ask a question, why did you go out? The salesperson told you that. But hang on a minute, their salesperson's not running your business. So this is what you've got to understand. The decisions what you make in business are the ones that really going to be the most costly. And if it's a bad decision, just ask somebody. Go and spend 5 minutes or an hour with a consultant that can direct you in the right way. And you can make that decision if the consultant was making nonsense or sense in this situation, to make sure your business will get in a stable foundation, and they can go through and say, listen, don't do this, because they've got some experience about this.
That's true. And see, Leon, thank you for adding that, and I really appreciate it, because the problem is when business owners, when they start the website, they want to keep the cost so small. They want the best designed website, but for like really cheap price. They want the best platform, but they don't want to pay for it. They want everything free. They want a hosting account and hosting platform or server that's really cheap. But the problem is, here's the same situation where Pam is right now with her website. It's now she figured out, or she discovered that, well, she didn't have the right platform from the beginning. Now she has 2 choices or 3 or 4. She has to upgrade anyways. So she has to buy a more expensive hosting plan. And not only that, the plan she had, they required to build a new site. So she has to go and find someone who's going to redesign the site for her or build the website for her from scratch, because that's what she has to do. And also, even though you say, you know what, it's okay, I'm going to do it myself. I don't need a designer. I don't need, if I upgrade and I have a cPanel, I'm going to add WordPress and I'm going to do it myself. I'm a do-it-yourself person. But here's the thing, Pam. Your time is money. And you don't know what you don't know. So you're going to start building this site, but you're going to find a lot of technical problems and you're going to start learning. But time is money. You're going to start learning things that are above what you want to do, or your expertise, and you're not passionate about them anyways, and they're too technical and you're not. Okay, so what's going to happen? We're going to spend too much time on this. You're going to get frustrated, and here is the thing: at the end, you're gonna hire somebody that you don't know, and you're gonna pay him more money, and he's gonna do a bad job anyways. So that's from experience. So good thing for Pamela, she has a good network of good people who are techie enough to help her out. So go ahead, Leon, excuse me.
Go ahead.
You probably see me, and I will say this: stay in your lane. You're good at something, all right? You don't go out and start, painting the house and going up and going on the roof. That's not your job. As a business owner, if you're the CEO, when we're thinking about any successful business out there, I'll quote, Richard Branson doesn't fly the planes. He hires people to fly them. All right, so think logically here. All right, you're running a business, you're a CEO. So your objective is to hire people. So that means you must need to generate revenue in the business to pay staff. And that's how you build your business. And you hire people in to do X, Y, Z. They're not going to be full-time in a short period of time. So allocate a set of money to do this particular task. It may go well, may go wrong. It's just a hiring process. There's new skills that you've got to do if you want to expand the business. All right. So, as I said before, let's not. I've heard so many people say, "Okay, I've done my website." So hang on a minute. No, I disagree. When you don't know about these technical things, SEO and how no Google algorithm works, I guarantee you, you really can't stay on top of it. You have to have a team understanding this well, because things change overnight. If you don't know what we call responsive site, you've got these mobile things going on here, you're really gonna be scratching your head. And you're thinking it's the website is not making the sales. No, the website has got this is 10% of your business. I quit is down to. Yeah. In fact, I don't even have a website for this same reason. The reason why being is that I focus on one particular platform over here, which is LinkedIn, and that's my funnel. I want you to, because they're my people. I'm not going to shove you to a website showing you all different types of things, what I do as my business. I got too many things anyway, because you're not going to get that. And this is how I pre-qualify people. I'm going to send you to a page. If you pre-qualify, you come through that funnel, and you come out the other end. Not showing you from Facebook, and I'm going to go through LinkedIn. I'm going to go through Instagram. I've got this one over here, got a tweet going on here. Confusion. So this is me personally, I would say, because this is how I want to structure my business, and that's me. I'm not saying everybody must go and do that, but I want you, as Emma said here, look, it's your time you're looking at here, and all these can be a big danger when you've got your site's gone down, you've got nobody to look after it in that way.
Exactly. I mean, thank you, Leon. Really, Pamela, you want to add something? Yeah.
Actually, since this problem happened to me on Monday or Tuesday, or since I became aware of the magnitude of the issue, I've met so many people in 1 week who have had this very same problem with the very same company.
Wow.
So I've been able to share, direct, and help them out as well. So it's a learning curve. And like I said, if I did not speak to my network of persons, I would have been panicking. But I've spoken, and we are all in agreement that this is what needs to be done. And these are the options. And I see my way out of it already. So I'm not even panicking right now.
No, you don't have to. And just to I'm looking at the chat box there. Sevilla, she just came late, so she doesn't know what we're talking about. So just to summarize here, Pamela, when she built her website, she selected a hosting company and a hosting plan. All right, and she built her site. She was happy, and then she wanted to add some extra features to the site to make it better. And she found that well, to do that, she needed to upgrade. Okay, so stay with the same hosting company, but buy a more expensive plan with them to be able to do whatever she needed to do. Now the problem is that would be okay if in another situation it would be fine. But the problem is she built her site using what they call a site builder, which is part of the hosting itself. So if she wants an upgrade and she wants to go to the other different service with the same hosting company, she has to rebuild her website from scratch. And I was with her during that when we discovered the issue, and I was talking to the support for her, because here's the thing: when you are a business owner, you don't know how the techie people talk, and you don't know how to speak to them, so you don't know how to ask the right questions to get the right answer. Since we're geeks and really happy about it, and I speak geeky, so I speak geek, I speak whatever technicality stuff are okay with me. So I asked him the right questions, and when he answered me back, I was like, oh my, what are you talking about? So he said, you need to upgrade, but when you upgrade, well, you don't have a site anymore. Your site is in the other plan, so you need to start from scratch and rebuild the website. So my question for him was, do you have a backup? Can I back up my site? And the answer was, I'm sorry, the plan you have doesn't have backups. And I'm like, what? She didn't even have a backup of her pages. So the problem is really big, because now she has to go find another, hosting plan, and she has to rebuild her website. So she has to figure out a new platform. How is she gonna build it? Is it with HTML? Is it with WordPress? Is it with something else? So it's kind of an annoying situation, and I'm sorry for her to be in that situation, but it really comes back to the fact that we don't know what you don't know, and when you're starting out, you just want to get really small. You don't want to invest too much money. You don't want to hire consultants or technical people who know what they're doing, and so on. So that's Sevilla. Hopefully I summarized the entire situation for you. So our advice, my advice, and Leon and Pamela, it's to be careful when you want to build a website. From my experience, from my technical experience, with my own website and my client's website, make sure the hosting account has an unlimited domain. Okay, that's one thing that it's important for you, because you don't know how many websites you want to build in the future. So you don't want to pay every time you build a site. You have one hosting and you can plug in as many websites as you want, depending on how depending on what it's called, the server you have. Okay, so the other thing is, so as I said, unlimited domains. The second thing is make sure they have what we call a cPanel. So I'm going to put it in the chat box there for you. It's a dashboard that gives you access to your files. You can add a lot of features from that cPanel, and you can do it yourself. You don't need to go to the hosting company, and ask them anything. It's you do that, or you can hire somebody who knows how to work with cPanels and do that for you. And as I said, the third thing you need to do is to make sure that the company you go with, they have a live chat support. Okay, which is really important. Doesn't look like it. You can say, oh, I'm going to call them on the phone. No. Sometimes you want the answer right away. You don't have to go through the phone, and it's good because it's a proof. He's going to text you. You're going to text him back. You're going to ask questions, and you can actually save the file, the chat discussion, and save it and send it to your email. So you'll have a proof that, okay, here's what happened, and so on. Okay.
I was just going to answer Seville's comment here. This is how I tested, I guess, your hosting company. Call them at the worst hour you think. All right. I don't care what it is, 7 o'clock in the morning when they're sleeping. Get them out of bed, because that's why I will test you. If you're 24 hour, I want to see how fast you respond. All right. Majority of people are only up in getting where they are. I mean, if they do have third-party people taking the chat. Remember, you've got to remember, so many people are not knowledgeable, and if it gets to a situation where the server's down, they may try to fake it and say, okay, I'm going to call the second line support, and they can't do nothing, or the real hosting company. You will see what goes on. Sometimes you do have to push people when the limits. If you don't know, get somebody who understands this well, because they'll be able to check whether the server's up, if it's your computer or whatever it may be. Yep, because there are things you've got to do preliminary before you go out saying my server's down, because it could be your cable company or whoever using the internet connection. They may have a problem, so we've got to check this first. So you've got to do your homework, because they will say, all right, it's nothing to do with me, nothing we can do, blah blah blah. You're frustrated and you're trying to blame the hosting company. But
now,
go ahead.
I gotta add, the hosting company's online service was 24 hours, and it was wonderful. It was perfect. I would never say anything bad about their
the service, support.
They had 24-hour tech support. All that was good. It's just that at the initial purpose they purchased, they didn't explain the various plans. They just, as a matter of fact, my domain name was a gift. It came as a surprise. I'd been doing business without a website, and I attended this event, and someone gifted me this domain name. Well, when they did that, without the knowledge, I just said, okay, great, let me just sign up and get everything going and get a site up, not knowing the background. That's how I got into this problem. But now my eyes are opened.
That's okay. Yeah. I think, these are the things that do happen then when you don't know. And again, as I said, just build your team and understand that there is some technical elements. And when it comes, obviously, if you're using it as the main driving force of your business, it can cause a big problem. Because maybe people do have many leads coming through the door. And as I said, what problem are you trying to solve when it comes to a website? What is the visitor going to do on the website? Is this are you going to use it as the main doorway to your business? If it is, that means you've got to pay close attention and focus on making sure it's up and it's supported, all the time.
Thank you. I think we have a question from Favor Don. So the question, he has a website. No need to go to the site, but he has 3 pages. It's really, as I said, a website goal is different for each business. But usually, if your goal is to, if your goal is for people to find you on the search result pages, well, 3 pages is not enough, so you need more pages, and that's why you need to create maybe more pages that answer specific problems or issues that your target market they're having right now, and you can answer them on your page. So you could, the easy way to do this, if you have WordPress, is just to create a blog site on your add it to your website, and then just publish content regularly there, and make sure that you add some SEO to your pages, which means that you figure out and you find out with the research what people are searching for when it comes to problems related to whatever you are offering as a service, and then create content that focus on these sentences, key phrase, key terms, and then optimize them, and they will rank higher. Here's the way you think. Here's how you need to think about a website. Okay, each page of your website, think about that page as a door. So the more doors you have, the more people can enter your site from these doors. All right, so this is how you need to think about it. So that's why content is important. Okay, so it's not about the just writing content for the sake of writing content. It's really because it's, think of them as doors, and it's an entry from where people can find you, and then they can enter your store and your website. And these doors, these pages, the way you need to have
you
a lot of
froze,
depth.
Amel.
Yes.
Give us a second. Go ahead. Carry on.
Sorry. Yeah, you need to. You need to analyze your audience, and then from there you can start writing content that's focused on their needs and their issues and their problems. And you can, with that, if you do it correctly and you're optimizing for what people are looking for, and if your pages are easy to navigate and you don't have any lot of script or flashy things going on, you're going to rank higher for these pages on the search engines, because you're giving the Google and Bing and all these search engines what they want, which is the best user experience possible for their users. And also you're actually you're giving them pages that are relevant to whatever people are searching for on Google and Bing and all these search engines. Hopefully I answered the question.
Okay. Go ahead, Leon.
Go ahead, Leon. Sorry.
Question for the experts. Now.
Oh, we lost Leon?
Yeah, Leon, what happened?
Oops.
The seat is open, but you're gone.
Okay, please. Yeah, here we go. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened.
I see your name and everything, but I don't see a photo, Leon. Are you there? Oh.
Yes, he's trying to come back. So I don't know, maybe it's a technical thing there, technical problem for him. Do we have other questions? Sivila, question, Janet, please feel free to write them down. Oh, here we go. We have Leon back. So go ahead, Leon. You wanted to add something?
Oh, wow. That's quite long. And I was just sitting there for about 5 minutes. Yeah, question for the experts here. Mobile. Now, since we've had a sort of a similar sort of framework to build SEO on desktop, does this differ now when it comes to mobile pages? And now I know we've got responsive. Obviously, the information will be taken from that. So if we build just a mobile particular page, yes. I'm saying just totally 100% mobile. It's not really a desktop.
I know.
How does the SEO now differ? Because there's going to be less text, because it couldn't be 600 words going down the screen. Yeah, there's going to be less in here. How does the algorithm treat this now? We frozen.
She is.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
can
I can
you
hear
see
you.
me?
Yeah,
okay, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so the screen was freezed for a few minutes there, for a few seconds. Yeah, all right. So I understand you. When it's, when you create a specific mobile version of the site, you need to, the foundation of SEO is still the same. So you have the meta tags, you have all these, all these important elements that you need to make sure that you're taking care of. Okay, so now for the text part, you need at least to write some text. You can't just have, like just one sentence or two. So try to aim for content pages with text, and try to have other pages with images or videos, but make sure you're actually SEOing kind of everything. So if you're writing content, make sure the content is relevant to whatever people are searching for in terms of problems or issues they have, and that your mobile version of your website will take 400, 200 words or something. So don't have it really like a thin site. So the copy will be the same like Greg. Greg, if you want to join us and share your advice, feel free to do so. The second thing is, as I said, the meta tags, you need to take care of that. And for the images now, if you have, a mobile version and you're using images, well, make sure you optimize the images for SEO. So the way you do that, you start by naming the file itself or of the image before you even upload them to the site. And you need to actually name the images with a sentence or a key phrase that people are searching for and they're looking for. And then when you do that, the second thing you do when you upload the file now, you need to optimize the image for SEO. So you need to give it the alt tag. What we call an alt tag is something related to the images in the script, in the HTML script, where you say what the image is, because Google doesn't scan and know exactly what's inside the image. So this is why we use the alt tag for. We use it to tell search engine what this image is about. Okay, and as I said, the best way to do it is to make sure that the image is relevant to whatever the page is about. Okay, so don't put an image that doesn't have science, because you are going to deceive the users too. So Google, here's the thing, just to simplify it, the search engines, they care about the users. All right, that's their main mission. If your pages, mobile or desktop, if they are relevant to what the users are looking for, and they give a good experience for these users, and the users are engaging with these pages, well, you're going to do well on the rankings. Okay, you're going to rank high for whatever sentences, phrases, key phrases that you are trying to target. So that's the key thing to, if you have to summarize the entire SEO and simplify it, and if you want to really do well on Google, Bing, and all these search engines, just keep that in mind. Yeah, you have search engines, so you make the search engines happy. So you think of the experience they are having on your pages. So don't use scripts that are too complicated or make it really slow to load, and make sure that the page are really interesting enough so that people will engage with that page content. Okay, so I hope I helped you. Leon, I hope I answered your question as much as I was able to.
No, you have. I mean, it's great. I mean, I do have two more questions. You can take them anytime you want and fit them in. Ahead. Again, I'll just hop out to see if there's two questions. You can fit them in anytime you want. First question is, how do you combat the question with many people ask you, I want to rank #1 on Google for something like make money online.
So how do I answer that question?
Don't answer that one yet, because I know that was going to be difficult.
My God.
The other one is about mobile again. Is there anything at the present moment for people listening right now, if they're stuck in this situation, they built a site that is no more mobile ready, or the quote unquote technical term, responsive? Is there anything at that moment that you probably can recommend for a WordPress platform or some sort of platform that you can get you close to whereby it can actually take the normal content and make it mobile ready? Would you know of?
Yeah, that's really this is a complicated question, because it takes more than a few minutes to answer it, and it depends on how the website is built. But it's actually really a problematic really right now, because some website, it's more difficult to switch them and turn them to mobile ready, whatever site. So there is different solutions for different situations. Okay, so the right way to do to go about it, it's really to learn each different situations. So if you have a website right now that it's not mobile ready or mobile friendly, you have few options. You can actually hire a designer and turn that website into a mobile friendly site, and it's, it may take some time and money. If you have a WordPress, you can go with a plugin. But sometimes, this is my experience, my technical experience, some plugins, they don't really work. They say that they can turn your site into a mobile, and you go through the entire setup, you go to the settings, you set up everything, but at the end you find that Google doesn't recognize your site as mobile friendly, even though the plugin is actually turning it mobile friendly, because Google is looking for specific tags. And if your site doesn't have these tags, these mobile tags, well, Google doesn't recognize them as mobile friendly, and it's really painful. And now if your site is built with Magento or something like that, it's even more complex, because you really need to find a plugin or whatever that can really turn that website into a mobile. Now, the other solution is what we call a mobile version of your website, which means create a site with a new subdomain, and the subdomain will be, for example, m.domain.com. All right. And then you put your site on in there, and then you create a really mobile friendly site. Now what's going to happen, you have to go back to the main domain and then add a script. That's the mobile tag that Google search for. So add a script there that's going to in a way redirect people, redirect them to the mobile version of your website. Okay, and this has also some technical problems sometimes, because sometimes the redirect doesn't work, and people find themselves in the.
Greg just shared with us a link in the chat to the mobile.
Yeah, what is that link? Okay. As I said, if you have microphone, you can join us. There's still an open seat. So what was I saying? Yeah. So the best solution, Leon, honestly, it's to redesign your site and make it actually. How do they call it? I'm losing my names here.
Responsive, mobile.
Have it. Okay. So let's say if you are on an iPad, it's gonna really fit your screen. If you are on a mobile, it's going to fit your screen. So really redesigning it from scratch in a way. But this cost money, or you can actually, if you have, you can actually buy a website ready, a mobile friendly ready theme. Okay, and then you rebuild your site from, like, you don't build it live, you build it on on a developer site, and then when it's ready, you're just going to switch it and then you're going to have it live. But it's the best solution. It's really to have your own site mobile friendly, not use a mobile version of it or try to trick the thing, or a plugin, because I'm telling you by experience, some of them don't really work, and some of them even like really well known plugins, and it's not like any plugins, and because it's different, it's not native in a way, so that's why sometimes they may not work. So sometimes what happens, the users, they're on mobile, but they land on the desktop version. So I hope I answered you, Leon, as much as I was able to.
Fine, yeah, that's it. I mean, that was actually testing your integrity now. Yeah, I got about 25 minutes.
Yes.
You are so tricky.
No, you've done very, very well at it. I've seen it. A lot of people can't, they cannot answer these questions. They've never been in the mobile sector, but this is very key here. It's going for you people to understand, because not many people understand a lot. they've said, okay, it looks funny on the mobile version, and we see a lot of traffic coming from the mobile side, and they forget, look, these people are jumping off, and this is the problem. We've got to explain, we've got to change this whole site. And this is what we're going to say to you. We need some more of the budget to start working on this, because you never thought about this, and this is how you used to do it the other way. Google says we treat people more. Everybody's on the mobile version. More and more people are going to be launching on their mobiles because they got one for Christmas, and this is what's going to happen. So, go ahead.
And here's the thing, and I agree with Greg about the SEO part of it. A lot of people, a lot of businesses, they think that, okay, you know what, find us like a quick solution just to be mobile friendly, so that Google find us mobile. So they look at, you know, the tag that I was talking about. The problem is they think that the fact that their website is not mobile friendly, it's not going to hurt their SEO on the desktop. But by experience, working on my own, you know, website and working on my client's site, it does actually your desktop SEO ranking. Can't explain it exactly. I mean, I have an idea because I know Google algorithm and all this stuff. But the reality is, because when Google didn't not care, but didn't really had the ranking factors in their algorithm, it was fine. You could, you know, rank on mobile, you can rank on desktop, and people click on your results. So you have a kind of an average, like an average click-through rate from search to your site from different source, mobile and desktop. Now, what happens when Google started in April 21st, 2015, with their mobile friendliness algorithm thing? What happened is you are not ranking on mobile anymore. So you lose ranking on mobile. So there's no more people clicking on your search results on mobile. So what's going to happen? Your average click-through rate for your site is going down. So this, in a way, it's going to like really hurt your SEO on desktop, because, well, you're not getting the same clicks as you used to have before. So it will affect you, and then you will go down on the search result on desktop, and you can actually, you know, you don't realize that on the first page of Google, a lot of traffic. It's really, if you're going after high traffic keywords and key phrases and all this, and like you lose 20% of that, it's a lot. You lose 20%. You could lose 20% of your signups, and you can lose more in terms of revenue. Okay, so that's why you don't want to lose the ranking. You want to still keep, ranking high on mobile, ranking high on desktop, and ranking for more keyword and key phrases. You don't want to stop, because you were asking me, how can I rank on the first page of Google? Problem is not that how can I rank. Problem is, you need to rank not only on the first page of Google. You should rank on every page. It's like the way I see it, rank on the first page till the 5th page. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You dominate the entire first 5 pages with your content. People need to see you all the time for different key phrases, and like even if they move to page 2 because they didn't find whatever thing they thought they were gonna find, they're gonna find you on page 2. So I know people focus on page 1, but it's important. Page 1, when you are on page 1, the click-through rate is higher, which means that your traffic is higher and your revenue, your potential revenue is higher. So when you lose that ranking, you take the risk of losing money and losing traffic and losing a lot of things. So I hope I answered you. But for the question about how to rank on the first page of Google, well, if you do it right, so remember, if the foundation of your SEO is right, you're gonna rank a target market. You need to know them. You need to study them, to analyze them, to understand what are the frustrations they're having, the problem they're having. Because here's the thing, Leon. People search online for solutions. All right, they go because they have a problem. All right, so Pamela, this is really good for you too, because I know you sell, you have aromatherapy, and you offer products, and services. And so this advice is for you too, and for anybody here who cares about SEO and selling more product and making more revenue and traffic. The thing is, you need to focus on the problems they have and issues they have, and figure these out. Like really write it down. Put yourself in your target market shoes and think like them. Okay, if I had a problem with headaches and I have to go and search for a solution online, what would I put there? What key phrase, what sentence I'm going to put on the search engines? I could say, how can I get rid of my headache with natural remedy or whatever, or how can I get rid of headaches like with organic whatever product or something like that. So you need to understand your target. What are they suffering from? What are their frustrations, their challenges, and then you go and you do keyword research. Obviously, you have tools that gives you this opportunity to learn and know exactly what people are searching for. So you start by listing the problems, and then you take problems and then you search using the search keyword tools to see if people are searching for them. Okay, so that's where you start. So if you have a product that, let's say the product like in aromatherapy for Pamela, who can heal my headaches. All right, so instead of going and trying to be too broad and just put headaches or try to sell the product for different solution, try to really narrow it down. Now, okay, I'm gonna start with this problem, and I'm gonna use these products. I have 3 products that can resolve this problem. So I'm going to do keyword research, learn everything I can about my target market and what are the things that they are suffering from. Then I'm going to go and do keyword research. And then the keyword research will help you really identify what's really happening on the search results, because it's going to tell you if people are searching for, remember Leon when you said fast? This is it. When you go to the search result and you go to the keyword tools and you search for what people have as problems, this is what's going to give you an idea of, I'm going to fail or not. Is there a market? Can I sell my products? Is there people suffering from whatever disease or whatever thing that my product will help them solve? And then once you have that keyword research, you select the keyword that you're going to go after. Now, selecting the keyword, that's where people fail or they succeed. Keyword research is super important. I know people that don't like when you talk about keyword in SEO, they're like, oh no, don't talk about this keyword is bad, but it's the reality of it. If people are searching using keywords, okay, don't call it keywords, call them key phrase, key terms, call them whatever you want, it doesn't matter, it's still keywords. People go online to search for a solution. Do your research, find these, like whatever, 20, 30, better to have 100 words, 100 sentences, 100 keywords and key phrases that are related to what your product is going to help with. Okay, so in aromatherapy, so you look at the product you have and then find all the product that solve the headache problem. You do your keyword research, you take your list, and then that's where the fun begins. You are going to go and you're going to read each keyword and you are going to ask yourself, okay, what is the intent when they entered this keyword? What was their intent? What are they thinking about when they enter this keyword? So what do they want to find as a solution? What are their expectations? So you really need to read each keyword and understand your user or target market mindset when they type that keyword. And then you don't select it yet. You ask yourself, can I write about it? Can I really take this keyword and write a page of content about it? And I'm gonna, give advice and all this stuff. If not, if you can't write about it, you can't put it on here. That's good. This is your list. I'm really proud of you, Pam. So if you can't put this keyword, that's good. You have to send it to me and have to review it and work with you on how to analyze your keywords. So you need to look at the keywords and really ask yourself, can I put it in a sentence? Can I put it in a headline? Can I put it in a paragraph? Can I write about it? If the answer is no, just put it aside, even if it's like thousands of searches a month for that keyword, but you don't know how to write about it. So don't, kill yourself with it. Just find another keyword. Then start writing your content. So once you found this really keyword that you feel, confident writing about them, you start writing content, focusing on these specific keywords. Stay on topic. Don't try to talk about anything different. Like I say, if your site is about aromatherapy, don't talk about astronomy. It has nothing to do with aromatherapy. So just stay in topic at least.
Yeah,
in your you know what I mean. In your profile, in your social media profiles, you can write about astronomy if you like it, and you can post something about astronomy, like that's okay. The universe, that's fine. But when you're on your site, just stay on topic. I talked too much today. Yeah, sorry.
This is where the dual domain or the unlimited domains come in.
Exactly.
Because you can do a domain for aromatherapy. I can do a domain for my tech talk.
Exactly. See?
Okay. So problem solved with the multiple domains and the one host, as opposed to going with the current situation where I have one domain, one site builder. So problem solved.
I'm happy that the problem was solved. And Leon, I hope I answered your question. So that's how you rank on the first page of Google, because you're doing it right from the beginning. You're not, you know what I mean? It's but obviously there's other things that you need to do to rank first page of Google. You need to, promote your pages and them where your target market is, so they can find them, they can read, and if they find it interesting, they can link to that exact page. So, but that's another story altogether.
I have a question for Leon tonight. Leon said earlier on he was testing us. Leon, did we pass your test?
You have to come on one of my training courses, and I'll put you through a rigorous test. I'm sorry, listen, you don't get away with that lightly. You come spend 1 hour with me. If you don't answer in 15 minutes, if you don't answer the questions, you really got to put your gym shoes on, and I'll come over it, and I'll really work it out with you.
You're making me scared now, Leon. I wanted to do your YouTube course, but now I'm scared.
No, don't be scared. Because, if I don't teach you in the first 15 minutes, if I'm thinking today, I'll pay you, honestly. Come along, and you'll enjoy what I've got to say and things like that. Again, both I don't have a challenge both of you. Both of you got a complimentary course with me. So DM me when you finish in the day. We'll set up a time. You give me a pressing problem, and I should be able to give you some sort of solution behind it. Because this is one of the reasons why I don't have a website, because I don't want to deal with this. But the majority of people come to us, and they do say that. So I want to rank Google on first page of Google. Hello. This is not going to happen overnight, and guess what? You've got to build. Exactly. You really got to understand this well. I mean, I've got domains that go way back before you even started talking about the internet. And again, when you see someone with what we call age domains, and they can come in and just wipe you out completely, and wipe out a business just on the basis of just that alone, we got to understand what is really going on here. What do they choose? What do they choose first here when it comes to these types of things? And these are the types of things that people use today as well. So hit the number one. Do all tips and side thing. Are you going to stay around for a while? Do we use mobile? Well, no, as Emil said here, look, there's many ways you can do it. And to dominate this space, it does take a lot of work. Oh, yeah. And Google now is clamping down on certain things where people are ranking, going to do stupid things and server farms and whatnot. You've got to put some work in here. You've got to write and some. Guess what? We computer guys, we're lazy when it comes to these sort of things. We don't like to type text. Yeah, so it's a very, very serious job. And again, I'm surprised today's world. How do you compete when we've got all these things against you, and you're always facing this sort of Google, penguin, duck, or maybe bird, turkey.
Yeah, I don't look at this zoo anymore.
Yeah.
It's really a nice zoo that Google is putting together here, and it's really our industry. It like moves too much. Like it's every month there's updates. Not every 6 months. Technology usually they come up with new product every 6 months, but for SEO we're like every month we have new updates. But it's fun. I find it fun anyway. I think I'm too geeky in a way. So thank you everybody for being with us. It's been 1 hour and a half. So thank you, Leon, for being with us, for joining us. I hope we can see you next week. We're here every week, every Friday, 7 p.m. We take your questions, we review your website, we help you as much as we can. You can join us, talk about SEO, talk about social media, anything that's related with website and online businesses. We're here to help.
Next week, Robert will be back. He has he WhatsApp, not WhatsApp. He DM'd me while we were going on to say that he couldn't make it, but he sends his apology and he says he'll be back next week. So he'll be joining us in the chair.
That's good. Next week, so we will have our third co-host, Robert. So it's going to be more fun. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hopefully we gave you as much answer as possible and tips and advice, and you can actually use this to grow your business, to improve your website traffic and revenue. And come back next week if you have more questions, or tweet. You can follow us on Twitter, and you can connect with us. It will be a pleasure. So you can follow Pamela, and so I'm your host. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave the last word for Pamela and Leon, and then we can wrap this up. Okay, go ahead, Pam.
I want to say thank every one of you for being with us. Please follow each of us. Follow Emel. Leon, I sent you a tweet because you need to accept me. I couldn't DM you, and so favored one, I also sent you a message and thank each and every one of you for your contributions. It really made what happened to me this week feels like a breeze. I'll be through it by next Friday.
That's good. That's good.
My final thoughts is au revoir, mademoiselle.
Merci. Merci beaucoup, Leon.
Right,
so thank you, Greg. I'm gonna follow you, Greg, on Twitter, and guys, follow us on Blab, so you can you'll be notified when we have a live Blab show. Thank you very much for your time. So you can go to the text, the chat text. You're gonna find our domain name, so you can go and visit our site. Thank you again, and I'll see you next week.